Okay, so today I'm going to make a short video about how to remove background from pictures, from digital pictures. Okay, and we are going to use the library called REMBG. Basically, I have already, if you go here, you will see that I have already uploaded two pictures of two little dogs. Basically, if I double click on that, you are going to see this dog that we have seen in the previous tutorial, and this one here is this one. And the objective is to try to remove the background from those pictures. So basically, the first thing, okay, I have tried, I have provided, last year I did another video on this tutorial, but I have tried to make it easier for you and to work only with the PIL digital image processing library of Python. And so I think it will be easier for you to understand. So basically, the first thing that I need is to, again, to import the module image from PIL. Okay, so that's in the previous tutorial, I explained that. And we are going to use the open function of that module, which permits to basically open any JPEG or PNG image that you want. Okay, so it may be the case that you don't have a JPEG, but you have a PNG picture. So it would be a .png here. Okay, so be careful when you do your own homework and you pick the type of pictures. Make sure that you call it the way it is called in your folder. So this permits to basically open the picture, and this line here will basically permit you to create a new variable EMG that actually includes that's an object which includes the digital picture per se. And if I click on that, you are going to see the pictures of the little dog that I showed before. And our objective is to remove the background, okay? And basically to do that, we are going to install a new library called REMBG, so REM for remove, I guess, and BG for background. So you see the typical line, okay? We have to install it on Google Colab, unlike this one here, because this one was already pre-installed in your Google Colab, but here you have to install it. So you have to type exclamation point pip install and the name of the library. I have already run it before, so install it when you go through this notebook, run it, okay, and it's gonna take a few seconds. So to run, you click on this thing. It's gonna take a few seconds, and eventually it will tell you that it has been successfully installed. And now, okay, this piece of code basically import the module remove from that library. So you have to think of this way, okay? You don't need to code all these things by yourself. When you call remove, actually that module has a lot of code lines. Okay, and those code lines are going to do the job for you. Okay, so there is still some code lines because we have to call those libraries, but it's significantly easier than to have to code, a program to remove the background of a pictures. So we import this specific module. This line here, I had written it before, so we don't really need to have it again, but I mean, I put it here again. Basically, you know, I have assigned to those to this picture here a new name like input path. It's not necessary, okay, but you know, in this line of code, you see that we are going to use the open function of the image module of the PIL library, and we want to open what? Input path, and input path is what? It's doc6.jpg. So instead of having this line here, you could have written doc6.jpg as we have done here, okay? doc6.jpg, okay? So I do that because as you know go by yourself and see other notebooks done by other people, you may see things like that. So I try to expose you to things that you may see at some point in time. So you are going to open input path, and input path has been assigned this picture. Okay, so you open the doc number 6, and you assign it into a new variable which is called input. I could have called it image or whatever I wanted. It is called input. So that's again, as always in Python, everything is an object. That's the official name of those things. It's a variable, but basically an object. And here we apply a function remove to that variable or object input. So basically, that function remove is a series of line of code that you do not see, but actually you could have access to those code lines if you wanted. But for the time being, I just don't want to go into that. So you basically say, I want you to remove the background of that input picture, which is actually doc6.jpg, and you assign that, the result of that, the removing of the background, you assign it to a new variable that you call output, and then you see that this object output, which is basically the pictures from the dog where the background has been removed, you save it. So you apply your method .save, and where do you want to save it? In your output path, and your output path will be doc6.out.png. So basically, when you do that, eventually you are going to see a saved picture, which is called doc6.out, out for output, I guess, with the extension PNG. Okay, you could have put extension GPG as well. Okay, but so if I run that, and it takes a bit of time the first time you do it, I'm not sure how long it will take, but okay, so it's already done because I run it just before. But so now if I refresh this, I should see a picture here, and you can do two things if you want to see it. You can either double click on that, and you are going to see the little dog, but this time, remember before there was a green background, and now the background has been removed. So it's very simple to do. And you can also, in another way, you can use the PIL image processing library that you have imported, that module from PIL, and you use image and the method open, or the function here open. You pass the argument. What do you want to open? You want to open this thing here, and you want to basically create a new object that you call emg1. Okay, that's why you have the sign equal. So whatever is here is equal to that. Okay, or this is equal to whatever has been created here. Okay, so and when you do that, you are going to be able to see on your notebook the little dog. So now sometimes you want to avoid repetitive tasks. Imagine that you have 100 pictures. You would like to have an automatic method to do it only once, okay? So the first thing I would like you to understand is how to create a new directory in your, or a new folder in your Google Colab. Let's create a new directory. So see now, I don't have a specific directory besides sample data. So let's create a directory or a folder called pictures. And so you have to put the exclamation dot and then make mk dir directory. So let's create that directory. And here, eventually, or if you refresh this, you should see now a directory that has been called pictures, okay? I'll name it pictures. Okay. So now we have a new directory, and now if you have a series of pictures, okay, there are different ways to do, but for the time being, your pictures directory is empty, but you can push those pictures here this way, a bit like what you would do with Windows, okay, and now you can see that you have a directory. If you click once on pictures, you see that you have the two pictures that are here. Okay, of course, if you have thousands of pictures, you would need another way to proceed, but I don't want to do that now. Okay, I will explain that later on. So now, one of the things, we will use the next library that we are going to use often in this course is the library Globe. And Globe is actually a library that is pre-installed into your Google Colab. So you don't need to install it, but you have to import it. So we import that library. Let me import it first. And that library has for utility. The utility of that library is to be able to detect all files that have a specific extension. So for example, if you read this line here, what we do is that we use the library Globe, and we are going to use, I don't know why they kept the same name, the function Globe, and basically pass the argument pictures, so that's the name, so that's the file path of where your pictures are, okay? So I have pictures, that's the name of the directory, slash, forward slash, and then a star, and then a dot, and then GPG, okay? So .gpg is the extensions of those files. And the star here basically says to Globe, okay, pick whatever files are named with an extension GPG. So the idea is that we want Globe to be able to detect that there are two pictures in this directory, okay, doc6 and doc8, okay? And we don't give the specific name, so we don't say, well, go and get doc6. We say, go and get, catch all the files that have an extension .gpg. So and once you do that, okay, you want to if you want save your results into a variable that we call EMGS, okay? EMGS is to say, well, they are going to get, there will be different images in that in that variable. So let me run this, and we can see what we have in EMGS. Actually, it's a list. It's a list of two pictures, and it gives you, the folder. So in the image of you have this picture doc6.gpg in that folder, and you have doc8.gpg in that same folder. And now, basically, what we want to do is to apply the same kind of line of code that we have seen here in order to remove the to remove the background of the pictures. Remember, we are using a second way to remove the background of the picture. We are still using the REMBG library that we have installed before, but instead of doing it once at a time, we want to do it for both pictures at the same time. So basically, look at the structure of the code. Okay, it's very simple actually. What we are saying is the following: for I in IMGS, what does that mean? Okay, for each I, or for each element in this variable called, or which is a list of 2 items, do the following. Okay, so I will take first this variable, this value, and then this value. So it's so the program starts with this for I in IMGS. So it's gonna take the first pictures, and it will open it using the PIL library, the image module. It will open I, and I is either this or this. Okay, so it will start with that. It will open this pictures, and eventually it will be into this new variable called input. And basically now, okay, the input, you see it here. You take this picture, it will be doc6.jpg, and you use the REMBG library module remove that we have introduced before in order to remove the background of the pictures. And you save it into a variable that you call output. And then you want to basically save that onto your Google Colab environment. So you use the .save function. And look at that, that expression seems difficult, but it is not actually. It says, well, you know, take string of I, okay? So basically, I is this thing here, and it simply indicates that, consider that as a string, as a series of characters, okay? And then you apply a method called remove suffix dot gpg. So basically remove this thing here, and then basically add a new suffix png. Okay, so it's not totally difficult. Okay, it will take this as a string, it will remove the extension .gpg, and it will add an extension .png. So when we run this, probably in this directory, we should eventually have pictures of the 2 little dogs with the background removed and with a name which is doc6.png and doc8.png. So let's do it. And see, actually, it went here, and then the arrow came back here. Observe that when you run it for yourself. It means that actually it first did the job for this picture, and then for this picture here. And you can see here that indeed, okay, we now have 2 new pictures. One is PNG, and one is, and the other one is PNG as well, extension PNG, doc6 and doc8.png. If you double click on that, you should have the first dog and the second dog with the background removed. Okay, originally you have this. Okay. And that's about it. Okay, you can also, you know, open it as we open it traditionally using the PIL library, the open function, and you say, well, you know, go and open it. So you really need to put the path, it's into the directory pictures, and you want to open this thing. So if I do that, I should be able to get my dog without the background. And then you can download that into your computer. And I can also, you can also do it for .a. And get this little dog, okay? Of course, there are different ways you can, that directory is actually in a more general directory called content. So I guess that if you do that, you should, no, it does not open it. Maybe, let me try this. Yeah, you see. So basically, there is a general directory which is called content. See, content. And actually, all what we include, if I click on that, you are going to see pictures. So that's why you can also open your save pictures here using this longer name. Instead of writing pictures /doca.png, you can write /content/picture/doc6.png. Okay, so that's the way the Google Colab directory is structured. So implicitly, it considers that if you are writing this, actually you are actually writing /content/pictures. Okay, and that's it for this project.